Spinosaurus versus Sarcosuchus. Hey, the fight hasn't started yet. Get back in your corner. Spinosaurus, meaning spine lizard, needs no introduction. It lived in what is now Egypt during the Cretaceous period, around 112 million years ago. Sarcosuchus is one of the largest crocodile-like reptiles that ever lived. It was twice as long as the modern saltwater crocodile and weighed up to 8 tons, maybe more. And these two dinosaurs did actually meet from time to time, so this battle probably actually happened. Anyway, first some stats. Sarcosuchus, height 2 meters, length 10 to 12 meters, weight 7 to 9 tons, bite force a whopping 9 tons, speed 25 kilometers per hour, estimated. Diet, fish, crocodilians, dinosaurs. Now onto the weapons of Sarcosuchus. Like Spinosaurus, Sarcosuchus was equipped with a long, narrow, tooth-studded snout. The difference was, as an omnivorous crocodile, Sarco's jaw muscles far outclassed those of the fish-eating Spinosaurus in terms of biting force per square inch. And as a crocodile, of course, Sarcosuchus was built very low to the ground, making it all that much harder to topple from its splayed feet. Okay, now onto the stats of Spinosaurus. Height 6 meters, length 16 meters. Weight 7 to 9 tons, or maybe 21 tons, but let's say 9. Bite force around 3 tons. Speed probably around 35 kilometers per hour. Diet, fish and small dinosaurs. Now onto the weapons of Spinosaurus. Spinosaurus possessed a massive body that could swim. He had a decent bite force at around 3 tons. Its tooth anatomy indicates that it was designed best for deep piercing, as opposed to ripping or tearing. It had long, strong arms with 18cm claws that could make cuts over 5 centimeters deep. Now onto the advantages of Sarcosuchus in this battle. Well, as mentioned earlier, Sarco possessed a much more powerful bite. Sarco had a much lower center of gravity, which would make it difficult to topple. But this may also be a disadvantage in some cases. Sarcosuchus was a much better swimmer than Spinosaurus, and could potentially drown his rival by dragging him into the river. Okay, now onto the disadvantages of Sarcosuchus. A crocodile as big and ungainly, Sarcosuchus, couldn't have been exceptionally spry. After its initial lunging surprise attack on its prey, it probably got tired pretty quickly. Sarcosuchus almost certainly possessed an ectothermic, cold-blooded metabolism, while there's an increasing amount of evidence that theropods like Spinosaurus were endothermic, or warm-blooded, and thus were capable of generating much more energy over longer periods of time, which may have aided their stamina in a to-the-death fight. Sarcosuchus did not possess functional arms, so could not grab his opponent. Sarco had a low center of gravity, which means Spino could crush him with a stomp of his foot. Now onto the advantages of Spinosaurus. Spinosaurus may have had a weaker bite, but his jaws were still extremely dangerous in close combat, more like a tapered sword than a blunt hatchet. There's some speculation that Spinosaurus may have been an occasional quadruped, that is, it spent most of its time on its hind 2 legs, but was also able to get down on all fours when circumstances demanded, giving it an extremely low center of gravity in a tussle. Spinosaurus had functional arms, which means he could grab Sarco and bite down on his neck. Now onto the disadvantages of Spinosaurus. As impressive as Spinosaurus' sail was, it might have been a hindrance during battle. Sarcosuchus would likely chomp down on this flat, sensitive, fragile flap of skin and bring its opponent crashing to the ground. Part of the reason Spinosaurus had such a distinctive snout is that it spent most of its time feeding on fish, not on other dinosaurs or giant crocodiles. So presumably this theropod wasn't accustomed to having to fight for its food. Spino had a weaker bite and was probably a slightly weaker swimmer. Okay, let's fight. Spinosaurus approaches the river, thirsty and ready to drink. As he's sipping away, suddenly a giant Sarcosuchus leaps out of the water and bites down on his leg, attempting to drag Spino into the river. Spino uses his massive claws to scratch Sarco's face. Sarco is hurt and scurries back into the water. Spinosaurus goes back to drinking, thinking he's won the battle. But the tenacious Sarco is back, and this time he leaps out and grabs Spino by the neck. Spinosaurus thrashes around as he's dragged into the depths of the river, never to be seen again. Verdict. Well, the winner depends heavily on where the fight takes place. If the battle takes place on land, then Spinosaurus would probably destroy Sarcosuchus on pretty much every occasion. Near a river, well, Sarco has the advantage. I'm gonna give 60% to Spinosaurus. He may have a weak jaw, but his claws are deadly and very capable. Plus, he's a decent swimmer, so Sarcosuchus really doesn't have a massive advantage. But what do you think? Who do you think would win this battle? please let me know in the comments below. And if you have any ideas for a dinosaur video, please let me know and I might make it. Until then, thank you for watching Mega Top 10s.